Although peace has recently been brokered with your mortal enemies, the Ottoman Empire, it would be wise to maintain a military presence on your mutual borders to the southeast. For instance, in the recently reconquered Hungary and Croatia, you may be required to immediately restore public order to satisfactory levels, along with missionaries to halt the spread of Islam in those regions. These regions certainly require urgent military reinforcement. Protestantism is spreading like a disease through the German regions of Rhineland, Hanover, and Saxony. And although many people still follow the true religion, in some cases their heretical rulers do not. If too many of the population convert to Protestantism, invade their territory and bring the true religion back to the people. There may also be the possibility of expansion to the north and east, especially if Protestant Prussia tries to unite German-speaking lands under their banner. They may also try to partition Poland for the same reason. If this occurs, Russia could also act against Poland, so it may be necessary to invade Poland to prevent the Prussian and Russian empires from becoming too large.
Yes, sir. Vorwärts! Marsch! Euer Majestät. Bereit für Befehle. Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Truppen, vorwärts! Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland!
Sir, ich muss rasten. Was wünscht ihr von mir? Aha, ein Ort des Lernens und der Kultur.
Männer, vorwärts, bereit für Befehle. Marsch!
Now this panel is used for negotiations between nations. Available diplomatic options are listed on the left. This panel enables you to view the state of diplomatic relations between nations. Select a nation by clicking on their flag, their allies, enemies, protectorates, and this option. A new trade route has been opened between the ports of your home region and those of your trading partner. Guard it well, as your enemies will attempt to raid it, potentially ruining your economy. What one nation thinks of another is characterized by diplomatic relations. Very friendly, friendly, indifferent, unfriendly, and hostile. These diplomatic relations are asymmetrical, though, so be aware that what your nation thinks of another may not be the same as their views on your own. Military access is a symbol of trust between two nations. Long-standing trade partners develop a healthy respect for each other, reflected by a gradual improvement in diplomatic relations and increased income from trade routes over the life of your agreement. This option is used to broker military alliances. This allows you to call on your ally to provide assistance when at war, and likewise. Note that a refusal to provide support when an ally is under attack will instantly cancel the alliance between you. Once researched, regions' money can be offered to or demanded of another nation as reparations for war, tribute to avoid attack, or as an act of goodwill. Use the arrow buttons to enter an amount and click on the appropriate checkbox in order to select a single or regular payment before putting forward your proposal. Your region capital is the central city for control of this tab. Upgrading. This tab shows all existing buildings in the selected town or city.
Eure Befehle? Bereit machen! Vorwärts!
Troops can be stationed inside a city to provide defense in the event of an attack. Whilst there, right-click to move your army to any part of the highlighted area. Attack by right. You have selected a target outside the green highlighted area. This means units.
Eure Befehle, Majestät?
This panel gives information about how a building's effects work in the game, along with a detailed description of its function. Some buildings allow you to construct other, more advanced ones, so it's worth reading all the information here and checking the building browser.
Bereit für Befehle!
Der Diener Gottes. Kann ich euch noch irgendwie dienen?
An army without a general, planning your construction needs is essential to a successful empire. Buildings of education further the research and acquisition of new technology. Industrial buildings facilitate trade and return income. Barracks increase the numbers and quality of available units. Inns, theatres, etc. keep the population happy in the short term. This panel is used to research new technologies. The rake is no gentleman, despite appearances in some cases. But in fact, you can move your rake by right-clicking on any part of the highlighted area. He will move within the extent of it, but no further in one turn. Right-click on it. As your population level increases, villages will grow into towns, enabling the construction of buildings for improving income, happiness, military or research capabilities. In Empire Total War, buildings are spread throughout a region in towns, ports and cities, rather than being concentrated solely at its capital. Ports do not just facilitate overseas. Your nation capital is the central hub of your empire. You can construct things here that are not available anywhere else in your empire, such as high-level government buildings and military administration facilities. Upgrade ports to dockyards for the ability to... This panel gives you important information about a particular unit type. Number of men, recruitment and upkeep costs, experience, statistics, special abilities, and a detailed description. Do not concentrate the construction of military buildings within a single region. Spread out to ensure the availability of troops during an invasion.
Verstecke mich.
government details panel.
Was wünscht ihr? Niemand wird Verdacht schöpfen.
Clicking on the assassinate button means your agent will attempt to kill another agent upon clicking on the sabotage button means your agent will attempt to damage a building upon arrival at his destination. As with all subterfuge actions, there is a percentage chance of success, and failure may mean capture. Your nation could greatly increase its trade income by sending merchant ships known as Indiamen to other continents. There are special trade theatres off the coasts of Africa, South America, and the East Indies. Merchant ships are constructed at trade ports. Once built, simply sail them to a trade theatre to begin.
Bereit machen! Marsch! Sonst noch etwas?
The construction of libraries, schools, colleges, and universities enables the research of new technologies and ideas that could keep your nation ahead of its rivals. As well as producing gentlemen or scholars for research, these buildings also have the residual effect of educating the masses. However, this might be a bad thing if not carefully managed. People with ideas above their stations can cause unrest or worse. Winning a battle is battle statistics are displayed here.
Erwarten Befehle!
You have just selected a piece belonging to another nation. You cannot order it to do anything. Select one of your own in order to learn more about their abilities.
Truppen, vorwärts! Erwarten Befehle!
Warte auf weitere Befehle.
A very large army or navy spread over 2 or more unit stacks may not be able to fight.
The enemy will try to smash their way in with siege equipment. Use your heaviest troops to defend any breach in the walls, and be prepared to sally forth and take the fight directly to them. The enemy will try to wipe out all defenders, and if your men rout en masse from the settlement, the battle is over. Setting your troops to fire at will when defending a fort will ensure that they man the cannons until their ammunition has run out.
Clicking on the infiltrate button means your agent will begin spying upon arrival at his destination. If he is successful, you will be able to see more information. In order to gain control of a garrisoned and fortified city, it's often necessary to lay siege. During a siege, your troops surround the city, either attempting to starve the defenders into captivity. When attacking a fort or city, a general can demand it is possible to take a fort or city without risking a pitched battle. A patient general can throttle the fight out of the defenders by laying siege for several turns. This is time-consuming, but eventually hunger or an angry populace will force a surrender.
Sieg! Sofort! Linke Seite, Marsch!
Eure Majestät.
The construction of industrial centers will steer your empire from subsistence to wealth and affluence for many. However, industrialization comes at a price. The lower orders may become unhappy with the pace of change, as the introduction of new technology.
Unerschrocken, unbesiegt.
Fight ahoy!
Zurückweichen! Truppen, halt!
Useful natural resources are present in most regions. Exploiting them increases the income. Units that have suffered losses in battle or whose equipment has been superseded can have their numbers replenished to bring them back up to full strength. To replenish, select a unit and click on the Replenish button on the left of the panel.
Für die Schlacht! Niemand wird uns
Following
besiegen.
capture of a capital city, it is important to leave an adequate garrison behind to quell unrest until both the population level and any damaged buildings are fully restored. Exempting the region from tax may also be helpful in the short term. Buildings that have been damaged due to sabotage or during battle can be rebuilt. The construction of a farm will increase the growth of the population in a region. As population grows, more towns will appear, enabling construction of a building infrastructure to further strengthen your empire. Wheat, corn, rice, sheep, and cattle can all be produced from farms.
Sofort! Weitere Befehle?
Funds are deducted from your treasury at the beginning of each turn to pay for the supplies and wages of your troops in the field. This is known as unit upkeep.
Vorwärts! Vorwärts! Sonst noch etwas?
When defending your territory, it's important to know how far enemy armies are able to move. Click on an enemy army. There has been an eruption of national pride in your home region following your victories on the field of battle. Obedience to the system of government within a nation is measured in public order. Note that agents cannot be recruited as a unit might be. They are automatically spawned. In the case of gentlemen and scholars, the rate of this spawning is dependent on the level of the educational buildings, such as universities, within your empire. For rakes, hashishin, and thuggis, the rate of spawning is linked to the level of entertainment buildings, such as taverns within your empire.
Leute, das Schlachtsignal ertönen! Vorwärts, Marsch! Linke Seite, Marsch!
This panel shows you the information about a given general working for your nation. His name, position on the map, personality traits and attributes relating to his military abilities are all listed, along with details of any ancillary characters in his entourage.
Linke Seite, Marsch! Vorwärts, Marsch!
Seid gesegnet.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion. The grey pips in the public order section of this panel represent state repression, either from your government type or via intimidation from garrisoned units. Whilst it's useful to keep the population in order, rebellion following a period of heavy repression can be difficult to suppress.
Sofort! Vorwärts, Marsch! Truppen, vorwärts! Truppen, vorwärts! Nachschub sammeln!
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances, otherwise the uprising may capture a region.
Bereit für Befehle. Bereit und in Erwartung von Befehlen. Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Tugend und Tapferkeit sind unbesiegbar. Sofort! Ja, mein Lord. Die Truppen auf die Schlacht vorbereiten! Lasst das Schlachtsignal ertönen!
The overall happiness of a population is split between the ruling class and lower orders, with different factors contributing to the happiness level of each. Rebellion becomes a risk when part of the population is so unhappy that state repression can no longer contain public disorder. Always try to ensure that public order values remain positive.
Ich diene Gott.
Schlacht, Marsch! Glorreicher Sieg!
A fleet without an admiral can have a captain promoted directly from its ratings. Simply select any ship and click on the promotion button to the right of the review panel. An additional admiral's flagship will be created, the cost being deducted directly from your treasury. Unhappiness is the first stage on the road to rebellion. At this stage, the problem can be dealt with by an upgrade to the governor's building or an increase in garrison size. Alternatively, taverns, conservatoriums, and related buildings The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line? When all nations but one know about a new technology or idea, it becomes common knowledge. A nation lagging behind will eventually find out what everyone else knows, although it may be too late to use the information to their falling behind in the race for knowledge. Technology can be stolen by sending researchers to the educational buildings of your rivals and selecting the item you want to steal in the same way as you would conduct research. However, getting caught has repercussions.
Seid gesegnet.
Mines facilitate the harvesting of underground resources, such as gold, silver, iron, and precious gems, for both manufacturing and trade purposes.
Suche Schutz.
Town wealth is a term used to represent the wealth of the population of a town, city, port.
So schnell es geht. Aha, ein Ort des Lernens und der
This
Kultur.
panel shows you the information about an agent working for your nation. His name, position on the map, personality traits, and attributes relating to his military abilities are all listed, along with details of any ancillary characters in his entourage.
Weitere Befehle?
Characters within your nation will develop personality traits that affect their abilities. Some traits are present when a character enters the campaign. Others are acquired as he gains experience.
Ich erwarte eure...
Use backspace on your keyboard to stop the movement of your armies, navies, and agents on the campaign map. As a unit fights and survives battles, it gains experience points that improve its ability to deal with future combat situations. Experience increases morale, so an experienced unit is less likely to break and run from battle when under stress and fatigue.
Was wünscht ihr?
Rival agents can be removed by assassination. Select your rake, then click on his intended target. Decide if the chance of success is worth the risk before confirming the order. The Taxes tab allows adjustment of taxation levels on a theatre-by-theatre basis. From here, AI management of taxation and construction can be specified. Use the arrow buttons under the map to change theatre. Click on the button at the bottom of the panel to go straight to the region with the lowest public order. In most cases, adjusting the tax levels should fix the problem. The Trade tab details all resources brought to your capital from across your empire and shows how these are exported to your trade partners, together with the profit you make from exporting to each partner nation. Population growth in this region has been sufficient for a new town to emerge. This growth is linked to a balance of food supply and taxation. The more farms and fishing fleets you maintain, the more your population will grow, whereas excessive taxation of the lower classes effectively increases the infant mortality rate.
Weiter! Vorwärts! Alles bereit machen! Sonst noch etwas?
Tauche un. Euer Lordschaft? Noch eine Mission?
Truppen, vorwärts! Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Vorwärts, Marsch! Yes, Sir! Vorwärts, Marsch! Weitere Befehle?
Press the Control and S keys simultaneously to quickly save the game from the campaign map. Press Control L to quickly load the last save.
Sir, eure Befehle?
Occupying a port with an army prevents the enemy from trading through it and producing new ships. Note that a port cannot be besieged. Simply right-click on the target port and your army will walk straight in. If an enemy army is garrisoned there, you will have to fight them immediately.
Linke Seite, Marsch!
Use missionaries to spread the word of your faith to every corner of the earth. Conversion to your state religion will make foreign cultures less troublesome. Once spawned, simply place them in a region. They will automatically spread the word to the population. There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trade income.
Mein Lord? Sofort! Vorwärts! Weitere Befehle? Marsch!
Erwarte eure Befehle. Wie ihr wünscht.
Sir! Bereit machen! Marsch! Vorwärts! Für Krone und Vaterland!
This panel gives information about how a technology's effects work in the game, along with a detailed description of its function. Some technologies are essential for constructing certain buildings, so it's worth reading all the information here and checking the building browser. There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trade income. The advent of vineyards has turned wine production from a small-scale cottage industry to a major source of trade income. Develop vineyards in those regions where grapes naturally grow due to climate.
Wie kann ich euch dienen? So schnell es geht. Wie ihr wünscht.
Ein Missionar auf einer Mission. Ich brauche eine Rast.
Das Schlachtsignal ertönen! Die Truppen auf die Schlacht vorbereiten! Siegreich und stolz!
Right-click to move your fleet to any part of the highlighted area. Move the fleet to a coast and right-click on land to disembark any passengers. Alternatively, select the units or agents you wish to disembark and right-click on the shore.
Wie kann ich euch dienen?
A trade port in your home region has been blockaded by an enemy fleet. Whilst this is in place, no imports or exports can take place, and all income from sea-based trade coming through that port is suspended. Act quickly to lift the blockade. Someone has your nation in a chokehold.
So gespannt an Ort des Lernens und der Kultur.
If left standing in the region of another, an army will automatically inflict damage to the surrounding countryside. This means destroying roads, farms, mines, ports, and natural resources through looting and pillage. This will eventually affect trade income and population growth if left unchecked.
So schnell es geht. Was kann ich noch tun?
Leichte Beute! Sieg! Linke Seite, Marsch! Wie Ratten im Käfig! Ist die Flagge!
Der Diener Gottes. Post wenden. Erwarte eure Befehle.
Armies that are not large enough to be effective could be destroyed if attacked by a superior force. Under those circumstances, it's prudent to merge them together. Select one and right-click on another to walk to and merge with it.
Mit eurer Erlaubnis. Ich warte auf Gottes Frieden.
Linke Seite, Marsch!
This piece cannot move any further now. It will be available again next turn. With advances in military thinking and the relevant research, new firing drills will become available to many of your units. Unit commanders will more effectively direct fire on the enemy, resulting in an improved kill rate and a greater impact on morale.
Ich erwarte euren Befehl. Sofort. Ich muss etwas reden.
Euer Majestät, vorwärts, Marsch!
As defensive technology moves swiftly forward, many cannon lack the firepower to destroy modern fortifications. Heavier guns are required, designated as specialist siege weapons.
Vorwärts!
Was wünscht ihr?
Although all agents can carry out spy missions, rakes can infiltrate and spy in greater detail than gentlemen. To spy, simply right-click on your desired target. Your rake will move there, revealing what he can upon his arrival.
Gottes Wille geschehe.
Bereit machen! Hebt die Flagge! Bereit und in Erwartung von Befehlen! Trommel zum Rückzug! Wir ergeben Berlin.
Wie kann ich euch dienen?
Use rakes to damage enemy buildings through acts of sabotage. Right-click on a city and select a building to sabotage from the list. Your rake will then move there and attempt to damage it upon his arrival.
Seid gesegnet.
Krieg vorbereiten! Lasst das Schlachtsignal ertönen!
Euer Lordschaft? Der Tod erwartet sie.
Rücken unbesiegt.
Gottes Wille geschehe.
zur Schlacht! Sieg!
der Diener Gottes. Was kann ich noch tun?
Ja, my lord. Ich habe die Lizenz zu töten.
You can move your gentleman by right-clicking on any part of the highlighted area. He will move within the extent of it, but no further in one turn. Right-click on a character to interact with him.
Wie ihr wünscht. Aha, ein Ort des Lernens und der Kultur. Mit eurer Erlaubnis.